Welcome to a deck tech of my personal Maelstrom Wanderer deck.
In this video, we're going to show you how to cast huge spells over and over and over.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, BZ. Together, we're the Nitpicking Nerds.
And before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel because our subscribers are 10% more likely to hit 2 7-mana spells on each of their cascades.
Disclaimer, subscribing to the Nitpicking Nerds will not affect the top card of your library. Why don't we tell them what the deck does?
This deck ramps early, gets a lot of mana, casts its commander, casts it again, assembles combos, wins the game. Simple as that.
Interesting. Why don't we read Maelstrom Wanderer so that everybody at home knows what Maelstrom Wanderer does?
Maelstrom Wanderer. 5 blue, white, green for a 7/5 cascade, cascade. Creatures you control have haste.
This card's super strong. A lot of people are. This is on people's salt list.
Yeah,
People get real salty about this one.
Yeah, people don't like this card at all. I think it's a good commander. I don't think it's one of those commanders that should get like that kind of hate. It can be annoying, but I don't think it's the most annoying.
This thing, I guess you just can't. It's like a 3 strikes you're out, kills you in 3 hits.
Yeah. The
decks always have infinite ramp, so you're always casting Maelstrom Wanderer like every time.
Yeah.
It's not like we're minimizing the luck off the cascades because it is random. But if you put enough 7-drops in your deck, you're just gonna start beating people up.
Yeah. If you're casting literally 22 mana in spells,
and it has haste. The haste,
right.
For me, the haste is the annoying part.
Yeah, it's just like another line of text that this card just gets for some reason.
That's what makes like this annoying, but Yidris Maelstrom Wanderer is not annoying.
Yidris.
Because it comes down after combat.
That's true. You just Maelstrom.
Unless it's like a storm deck, but that's different. Any deck can be a storm deck.
Yeah, that's true. You can make any commander. This could be my storm commander.
Yeah,
you do get to cast
storm
3
special.
You get to cast 3 spells with it. Well,
yeah, baby grape shot for 3. But we need to get the categories. We need to start getting some categories.
Yep.
Casting Wanderer early. How are we going to do it?
Well, we're going to do it with ramp, and we're going to do. Let's talk Mana Crypt, Mana Vault. Both really good in this deck. Mana Vault is sometimes better than Mana Crypt in this deck, depending.
Mana Crypt is legal in the format for some reason.
Yeah.
It's 0 mana, taps for 2, and at your upkeep you take maybe nothing. It's
one of those cards that if you have the right hand, you get to just hold on to until they're like, "There's no way you can cast Maelstrom Wanderer next turn."
Yeah, you've gone. You've played it on turn 4, I think, just playing like land. And then it's like Ancient Tomb, tap it, play Soul Ring and Mana Vault, and then the game like commander or whatever.
Exactly. And the surprise one is like so much higher factor. Like if you have like 8 lands out, they're like, okay, he's gonna untap and play Maelstrom Wanderer. We should leave stuff up to make sure he doesn't win the game.
Yeah, but if it's like turn 4 and you haven't seen much, I just assume he has a bad hand. Nope, could be saving him. Watch out. Best land spell, Skyshroud Claim. You know we love his card.
Yeah, Nature's Law is another one.
They're so good.
They're both those 2 spells. Having the land come in on tap to be used right away.
Usually you just cast a Signet off of it or something.
Good.
So.
Yep. This deck plays Signets. It plays all the Signets and all the Talismans it can.
And Coalition Relic.
Yep. It also plays, this deck has Paradox Engine in it because you can make a lot of mana off of that in this deck. We have a lot of rocks because you really want to. And I know because you're thinking right now, all the spells you've heard about, those are terrible cascades. And trust me, sometimes that happens.
It's hilarious. It makes you feel like there's justice in the world.
Sometimes it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. You play your Maelstrom Wanderer, you go Farseek into Birds of Paradise, and you go, oops, that sucks.
I, as Joe's opponent, laugh and combo off next turn. That's just how you do it. Now, he's out.
Well, he's not out yet.
Well, you cast him. You cast him early. Got a couple cascades. They're pretty good. But now you're like, okay, my hand's like got 3 cards in it. I need to cast Maelstrom Wanderer again.
Yeah.
So I want 22 more mana of spells.
There's a couple ways to do this in this deck. Crystal Shard is the best. Not close. This is a 3 mana artifact. This is so weird. Because it has like this weird alternate, like you can pay either 3 mana or a blue and tap it.
Yeah.
Return target creature to its owner's hand unless the controller pays 1. Wait a minute. I'll never pay 1. I want Maelstrom Wanderer back in my hand. So this is just pay a blue, tap it, return Maelstrom Wanderer to your hand. It lets you just keep going and going with it, and it can get real annoying real fast for people if you're just casting a ton of free spells.
They don't want to kill Maelstrom Wanderer. Maelstrom Wanderer is the ultimate. You need to chump it because if you kill it, he's just gonna cast it again. And with like Crystal Shard, he's just gonna cast it again anyway. So they're putting him in a sticky wicket.
A Sticky Wicket.
Sticky Wicket.
I did not expect that. One of the coolest and most interesting spells you can cascade into is Spelljack. So
It's the clunkiest counterspell ever.
it is a clunky counterspell, but it's super cool in this deck because when you cascade into it, you counter your commander, you exile him, then you're able to cast it for free. Mm-hmm. So you get 2 more cascades. It's literally just turn 1 cascade into 2 cascades. That's what the spell does.
Create an extra cascade.
And then this card that we've talked about a bunch, Mystic Confluence.
That's so good. Commander staple.
It has so many it's so modal. And not in this deck, you get to.
You can't just play counterspell, by the way, because cascades are a thing. So you can't do that.
You can't play counterspells. And also, I want to be clear. I've seen people play Mana Drain in this deck. I don't even think I like it. I was thinking about picking one up for the deck. I'm like, I don't like it. You want to cast Maelstrom Wanderer on your first main phase.
Yeah.
So if you cast him on your first main phase and you hit Mana Drain, then you just get 8 generic mana on your second main phase. And what if you don't hit?
Really? Oh.
Yes, it's your next main phase.
Well, what are we supposed to do with that?
Exactly, and then people do that, and people think I bet you if I'm not even sure, but if you go on EDH back for the expensive version, it would say that card, and I don't think that card's good in this deck because you want to take advantage of this haste too.
Sure, yeah, that's fair. All right, we've teased them enough. What are the actual coolest spells we're cascading into? How are we beating the crap out of people to make them hate this deck so much?
This is my favorite. These are my favorite things. This is my favorite part about the deck is hitting these cool cards off these cascades.
This would be the worst deck ever without these cards.
Oh, you need to cascade into this big stuff.
I'll hit Birds of Paradise and Golgari Signet. Go ahead. Why are you playing Golgari Signet? Stop it. It was a hypothetical.
All right, so we have the first one of my favorites to hit, Mind's Dilation.
This 5 blue for an enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts their first spell each turn, you exile the top card of their deck, and if it's not a land, you can play it for free.
Yeah, move. People hate this card.
People hate this card.
People hate this card.
It's not even that great.
It's not even that
It's
insane.
the worst card in the deck.
It's good. I like it. I'm not saying it's bad
good for free.
And I'll advocate playing it in some decks, but the hate that this card draws is hilarious. Mm-hmm. I think people just don't like you getting any value ever.
Yeah, they just divination. We gotta get this guy.
Yeah, this one always gets hit out. Another good one, Inferno Titan. Turns out Inferno Titan would be an insane card if it had haste.
It's a beating.
It gets to kill. It can kill things with 6 toughness.
It can just wipe somebody's board.
It's
honestly.
Yeah,
it's fire breathing for that extra little.
I think I've played him a lot. I don't know how many times I've ever used the fire breathing ability.
You've used it before.
I've definitely
nice to have.
It is, yeah. It's just gravy on top of the fact that he has this awesome ETB ability to deal 3, and then when he attacks.
What card is that? It's like Chandra's something. Deals 3 divided.
I'm not sure. I'm sure it's right here.
Chandra's something.
It's right here.
Yeah, it's Chandra something on a 6/6 body. Give it haste. That's insane. One of my least favorite cards in all of Commander. Bribery. 3 blue. Search someone's library for a creature and you put it into play. You can't search your own.
Super cool card.
I hate this card.
I love this card.
I mean, I'm on the side of LSV, who said it's the least fun card in Legacy Cube, which is he's a pro. Why does he even care? And he still wanted to point it out that in his personal cube, it's not even in there.
Okay, fair enough. Doesn't change the fact that it's cool in the CDH deck. Go get your
cool.
opponents. Go
It's
get
cool.
your opponents Alistorn. Go get your opponents Razaketh.
I'm glad this card though doesn't affect me as much because my decks don't even play big fat creatures.
Yeah,
I just don't even go above 7.
You're so low to the ground. Well, speaking of big fat creatures, what about these next 2 guys? We've got Nezahal and Atali. Now, Atali is the coolest one.
Atali's actually cool.
Atali is a 6/6 for 4 red Elder Dinosaur.
Already cool.
Well, I mean
that art is insane.
Oh, the art is a 10 out of 10. Solid. When Atali attacks, exile the top card of each player's library. If it's a non-land, you may cast them.
For free.
For free. And that's... Woo! That is so good.
Basically, the best of the cycle.
Atali's good, and then when Atali has haste... basically, this deck is really good. If this creature had haste, it would be a really good creature.
Yeah,
well, then put it in this deck.
Really fun, but it's not super competitive. But it's if it had haste, it's just really good.
Yeah, it's just a strong card. You play them, you attack, you get probably
at least 2 cards.
At least 2 cards, and who cares what they are? It's free.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Plus, you're hitting with a 6/6 body.
Mm-hmm. Nezahal is a really, really expensive Mystic Remora. Mm-hmm. But you can save it.
He's a 7/7,
and no one can kill it really.
He's got a huge. He's just huge. He's got a big body.
If you have a full grip, Nezahal's probably not dying ever.
Mm-hmm. So Nezahal says whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you draw a card.
Among other things, but it's just a solid card.
Yeah, you can discard 3 cards to exile him, and it comes back at the end step to protect him. He's a sweet card.
2 more. We got Sylvalas Stampede.
Oh, this one. This one is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Because this card, you don't have to cascade into it for it to be good.
No, it's just a good card.
It's just a good card. And the fact is, it gives your opponents an actual choice.
This is an actual voting choice. Some of them are just like I know with Expropriate. Well, you just never choose extra turn.
You just never choose.
This one is like you got to see what Joe chooses first.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at what's going on.
Yeah, because like if I have a full grip of 7,
probably just want to read the card first.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, read the card.
4 green. Council's Dilemma. It's a sorcery. Starting with you, each player votes for wild or free. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card for each wild vote. Put those cards onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest into your library. You may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield for each free vote. So each vote gives you something.
And the thing to note here is you're putting permanents from your hand, and you're getting only creatures from your deck. So that is definitely a difference maker.
It's not the other vote where if wild gets more votes, you do this once. And if free gets more votes, you put 1 permanent. You get all of the instances of both.
Yeah, so you get to, like, I've gotten the top 4 creatures off my deck sometimes.
If you have an Inferno Titan in your hand and you want to do it, just say, what is it, free? Yeah, so just say free and then you'll get it out.
Yeah.
And then like they're probably going to say deck at that point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing hand, they're probably going to go deck. Because if you're going hand, that means you probably have 4 permanents for cheating mana. Like, this card can just be a cheap mana spell. I mean, it might be the best to always vote hand, technically. Because then they're only cheating mana.
Well, if they have a board wipe, they could all say hand, and then just you lost a bunch of cards.
That's true. Yeah, that's also a true thing. Yeah, but this card is very good.
That's why it's cool. It's just a lot of decisions.
You can also just say deck, and then you get that 1 card.
Exactly. What's the last cool Cascade card?
Blatant Thievery.
This one's fine. Playing against Expropriate enough, I don't have problems with this anymore.
You gain control of target permanent each opponent controls. It's just solid. And also, this art that I'm sure is on the screen right now is super cool, and I want it. It's so much cooler than
the owl. Yeah, the owl is pretty sweet.
No, not the owl. I want the one from I don't even know. Is it
the Ixalan board game?
I want the one from the Ixalan board game.
A roaring success, I think.
So successful they never made another one.
Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah,
remember the deformed little figurines that we'd always make fun of in the store?
Oh yeah, they're horrifying.
All right, we got to win the game now. So that's why the category is called Winning the Game.
Winning the game. We have an infinite combo here.
Several.
But this is the first one. We have Kiki Jiki Zealous Conscripts, which is good.
Explain the combo for those who might not know.
So, Kiki Jiki taps to make a copy of target non-legendary creature that you control. You have a Zealous Conscript, you target that and make another one.
What does Zealous Conscripts do?
Zealous Conscripts, when it enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent. Untap it. So, you target your Kiki Jiki, you untap it, do it again.
Now you have 3 3/3s. Untap it. Now you have 4 3/3s, and you go infinite, and you make infinite 3/3s, and you kill everybody.
Yep, it's that simple. But this wouldn't be a very good combo to just include in the deck unless you had some cool way to get it consistently and use it.
Like Tooth and Nail, perhaps?
Like Tooth and Nail.
Which searches your library for 2 creatures and puts them into your hand, or puts 2 creatures from your hand onto the battlefield, but has Entwine for 2, so if you pay 2 in addition to the 7, you just search for 2 creatures and then put them into play.
Good note for Entwine. If you cascade into it and you have the 2 extra mana, you can pay the Entwine cost.
Real good.
Absolutely insane.
You can't pay alternative costs with Cascade, but you can pay additional costs, like Kicker and Entwine.
Exactly. Which it makes Tooth and Nail really good. If you go in hit with it, you win. This is a win. If you cast this card, you're most likely going to win. You most likely get to play your combo.
Mm-hmm. Both cards are not even that bad on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Then we have an infinite mana combo. If you have your commander out, we have Savala, Deadeye Navigator. Simple as that.
Savala, Heart of the Wilds is a real stupid magic card.
Oh, Savala, Heart of the Wilds
so
is
stupid.
So good.
The card's just it just feels busted. It just feels like, why'd they make it so strong?
This will almost always win you a game. You have a 7/5, so he's probably has the most power. So
he makes 7 mana in any combination of colors for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's a
blink Selvala, who has haste. You have 5 mana. Then she goes down to 4. Then you make 7, and you go infinite. Yep. And if 7 is the biggest power, you draw your whole deck. Yep. So you don't even need anything else.
Yeah, you don't even need anything else. You just need your commander and these 2 cards. It's a great combo, and the cards are just good. It's not even like Deadeye can just pair with something like what else? Like
Coiling Oracle.
Zell's Conscript, even like you can just pair with stuff like that and like still get good value. Eternal Witness is another one. Which, speaking of Eternal Witness, Time Warp, Eternal Witness, Deadeye, and whoa, what else do you need? A couple mana. You need 7 mana, and you're going to be able to play
infinite turns.
Infinite turns. If you get infinite turns, you get to play a land every turn, and then eventually
the game's over.
The game is over.
We're done.
Everyone scoops to this. And Expropriate is the other win con, which
it goes infinite. It's annoying. It goes infinite because you play it and the game's over.
It goes infinite. It's the least infinite combo.
Infinite suffering for your opponents.
Yeah. It's just blatant thievery. It's Time Warp, which is how I will always describe this card.
Blatant thievery, Time Warp. Because if it's anything else, your opponents are dumb.
Yep. Although if it's take control of 2 permanents, double time stretch. How insane is that?
For less mana than time stretch?
Yeah. You can never
probably just make it blatant thievery then.
Never give your opponent a turn unless there is one slight little caveat that is so small in the fine print. Unless that permanent they're taking will literally win them the game. This deck is my favorite deck. Mm-hmm. It might not be my favorite deck, but it is definitely. I will never take this deck apart.
I'm glad we got to do a personal one on YouTube for all of our fans.
Yeah, I love playing this deck. I actually don't pull it out that much because of the salt factor, like you said from earlier.
Don't worry, it's not me. I never get salty with that crap. Just like, I don't care. I want to play. Sometimes it's fun to just play with the strongest stuff possible.
Sometimes you just sometimes you play a game and it's over on turn 3, and then you just play another game. I used to hate that. I used to think, what a waste of time. But it's that's what, sometimes it's over on turn 3. Sometimes it's over on turn 4. Sometimes you play
on turn 30 and you were there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know.
Wish you could have played more games. So it's like it's a give and take.
Yeah. Special shout outs to those 3 patrons we mentioned earlier: Dustin, Joseph, Tyler. Last names right here.
Our BFFs.
Our BFFs, greatest people in the whole wide world. We love you.
Yes, if you love us as much as they do, you subscribe. Subscribing is easy. But I would also recommend you check out patreon.com/nitpickingnerds.
Also, if you want to buy our love, it's so easy.
So easy.
It only costs you, what? I don't even...
$2 a month?
$2 a month, and we will love you.
I actively don't pick up enough change on the street to make up $2 a month. So if you just pick up all the change you see, that's supporting us.
Yeah, and that'd be awesome. And also, peace out, Tribe Scout.
Because we're done.